Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will see some more practice questions based on indefinite integrals. So in the last lecture, we had covered till question number 30. So in today's lecture, we will start from question number 31 and we will discuss till question number 35. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So let's start with question number 31. It says, if integration of fx dx is equal to dx, then what is the integration of f inverse x dx? Right. So see, the hint of this question will be, you can find fx. You can find fx and find fx, and after finding fx you must find f inverse x, right? F inverse x, and f inverse x will be as a function of gx, right? As a function of gx, so that when you will integrate f inverse x, you will get the answer in terms of gx or g inverse x, right? G inverse x or g inverse g of f inverse x, like that. Clear? So in this way you can approach this question. You can think about this question like that. Okay, so you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. C. As we have discussed, fx is given, fx integration of fx is given as gx. Therefore, integration of f inverse x dx will be, can be written as integration of f inverse x into 1 dx. Now we can apply integration by parts, right? In f inverse x into 1 dx. So it will be it will be f inverse x into integration of 1 dx minus integration of differentiation of d upon dx of f inverse x into integration of 1 dx into dx, right? Therefore, now let f inverse x equal to t, then d upon dx of d upon dx of f inverse x is equal to dt upon dx, right? D upon dx of f inverse x is equal to dt upon dx. Clear? Therefore, d upon dx of f inverse x into dx is equal to dt. Clear? So therefore, integration of f inverse x dx will be x into f inverse x minus c d upon dx of f inverse x is basically uh, dt upon dx, which can be written as ft dt, right? Which is equal to x f inverse x minus integration of ft dt, because f inverse x is t, then x is basically ft, right? So finally, it will be x into f inverse x minus gt, which will be x into f inverse x minus g of f inverse x, right? G of, because t is f inverse x, right? Therefore, final answer will be x into f inverse x minus g of f inverse x. Clear? So I think option B is the right choice. X f inverse x minus g of f inverse x. Clear? Okay, let's move to the next question. In the next question, we have to calculate integration of x plus 3 e to the power x upon x plus 4 whole square, right? Dx. X plus 4 whole square dx, right? Clear? So the hint of this question is, see, in the denominator, you can see that it is x plus 4 whole square, right? X plus 4 whole square, right? And so x plus 4 whole square. So the denominator of the integrated part will be x plus 4, right? Because if you differentiate these options, the option having x plus 4 in the denominator will give the answer after differentiation, this thing, right? Clear? So in this way you try to think of this question, because when you will differentiate the answer part, you will use quotient rule, right? So in the integration part, you can apply similar things, or you can think of similar things to apply, so that you will reach to the answer. Clear? Okay, so you try to think. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. See, I is equal to e to the power integration of e to the power x into x plus 3 upon x plus 4 whole square, right? Dx. Now, it can be broken as x plus 3 can be written as x plus 4 minus 1, x plus 4 minus 1. And it can be broken as e to the power x into x plus 4 upon x plus 4 whole square will be 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x plus 4 whole square dx. Why we have broken this equation in this form? Because we know that we have studied integration of e to the power x fx plus f dash x dx is equal to e to the power x into fx plus c, right? E to the power x into fx plus c. That's why see, if you assume this function as fx, 1 upon, if you assume 1 upon x to the power 4 as 1 upon x plus 4 as fx, then minus 1 upon 1 plus x to the power 4 square will be f dash x. Clear? So finally, I will be equal to integration of e to the power x 1 upon x plus 1 minus 1 upon x plus 4 whole square dx. Therefore, I will be equal to e to the power x into 1 by x plus 4 plus c. Got it? Main concept we have applied in this question is this formula, right? This formula. Got it? So in this way, you can approach different types of question to convert it in the form of e to the power x into fx plus f dash x, right? As we have discussed that, see, answer should be such that the denominator will be of the form x plus 4, right? Because after differentiating this, you will get answer as x plus 4 whole square as the denominator in the question part, right? So you have to learn these things also, how to analyze options with respect to questions, and how to analyze questions with respect to options, right? How to approach the question if you have given options, right? Because if you see the option, you will see the pattern in which you have to proceed. Clear? Okay, so let's move to the next question. Question number 33, which says, if integration of x square minus x plus 1 upon x square plus 1 e to the power cot inverse x dx, e to the power cot inverse x dx is equal to ax e to the power cot inverse x plus c, then we have to find ax is equal to, we have to find function ax, right? So see, in this question you can also think about, see, it is of the form e to the power cot inverse x, right? E to the power cot inverse x. So you can think about the function which might be expressed as again e to the power x into fx plus f dash x, or you can take derivative, like you can separate this by using, suppose we have separated suppose x square and minus x plus 1 like that, or you can take e to the power cot inverse x, or you can take cot inverse x as t like that, right? So you can think of some substitution, some simplification of which form, like you have to convert this equation in such a form that it will be easily integrable, right? So in this way, you try to think about this question, which substitution we try to apply or which simplification we try to apply, right? So in this way, you can think about this question. You have 10 seconds to solve and think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As we have discussed, we can break this equation as we can convert x square plus 1 and minus 1 together. We can take x square plus 1 and minus x separately. Therefore, it can be written as integration of x square plus 1 upon x square plus 1 minus of x upon x square plus 1 e to the power cot inverse x dx. Right. Therefore, it will be equal to integration of, it will be cancel out to become 1. It will be cancel out to become 1. So 1 minus 1 e to the power cot inverse 1 e to the power cot inverse x dx minus x upon x square plus 1 e to the power cot inverse x dx. Therefore, it will be x e to the power cot inverse x by using integration of by parts. So x into e to the power cot inverse x minus integration of x e to the power cot inverse x into minus 1 upon, because the differentiation of e to the power cot inverse x will be e to the power cot inverse x into minus 1 upon 1 plus x square dx minus integration of this thing, this term, integration of x upon x square plus 1 into e to the power minus cot x plus 1. Now, you will see that this will be plus minus into minus plus. So, this term and this term will cancel out. This term and this term will be cancelled out, right? Clear? Therefore, you are left with x into e to the power cot inverse x plus c will be the final answer. Right. So, x into e to the power cot inverse x plus c, right? So, the answer is of the form ax e to the power cot inverse x plus c. So, by comparing, you will get ax as x. Clear? So, I think option B is the right choice. X is the right choice. Got it? Okay. Okay, let's move to the next one. Next question. If gx is a differential function satisfying d upon dx of gx is equal to d upon dx of gx is equal to gx and g0 is equal to 1, then integration of gx e to the power integration of gx 2 minus sine 2x upon 1 minus cos 2x, right? See, when you will see this question carefully, you will observe that, see, this 2 minus sine 2x can be written as 1 minus, or like 1 minus, you can convert 1 minus cos 2x in the form of some sine 2x, some sine x like thing. And see, differentiation of gx is basically gx, right? Differentiation of gx is basically gx, right? So, which function you remember that when you will differentiate that function, you will get the same function. Anything of the form e to the power x, right? E to the power x thing. Clear? And g0 is equal to 1. G0 is equal to 1. Clear? Therefore, you can put gx like that, gx, and you might convert this equation in the form gx some form e to the power x into integration of e to the power x into fx plus f dash x like things, right? Or you can separate this thing or multiply that equation with gx and try to solve this question. Okay. So in this way, you try to approach this question and analyze the options and analyze the question according to the options, how we should proceed, right? You have 10 seconds to solve and think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As we have discussed, d upon dx of gx is equal to gx. Therefore, g dash x will be equal to gx. So, integrating g dash x of gx, dx is equal to 1 dx, right? Therefore, log e gx is equal to x plus log c1. Therefore, gx is equal to c1 e to the power x, c1 e to the power x. Clear? C1 e to the power x. Now, if g0 is equal to 1, this implies c1 is equal to 1. Therefore, gx is equal to e to the power x. Clear? We have done that much step to find which gx is equal to e to the power x. You can directly observe from the question also, right? Because you know only one function of which if we differentiate that function, we will get the same function, and g0 is equal to 1 also, right? So, in the mind, we get only one function which is e to the power x, right? Now you can put integration of gx into 2 minus sine 2x upon 1 plus 1 minus cos 2x dx equal to let's put gx as e to the power x. So it is equal to e to the power x. Now if you write 1 minus cos 2x, 1 minus cos 2x will be 2 sine square x. 2 sine square x, right? Therefore, it will be 2 upon 2 sine square x, which will be cosec square x, and minus sine 2x can be written as 2 sine x cos x, which can be written as minus of cot x, right? Because see, 2 sine x cos x, and in the denominator will be 2 sine square x, right? 2 sine square x. 2 and 2 will cancel out, 1 sine x and 1 sine x will be cancel out. For cos x upon sine x will be cot x. Clear? Cot x. Now, you can see that if you differentiate minus cot x, you will get cosec square x, right? So this equation is written in the form of e to the power x into fx plus f dash x, where minus cot x is fx, or minus cot x is fx and minus cosec square x is or cosec square x is f dash x, right? So this will be this will be e to the power x into fx, and fx is minus cot x, right? So final equation will be of the form minus of e to the power x cot x plus c, right? Minus of e to the power x cot x plus c. So I think, and we know that e to the power x is gx, e to the power x is gx. Therefore, final answer will be minus of gx cot x plus c. So I think option B is the right choice. Minus of e to the minus of gx cot x plus c. Got it? Let's move to the next question. Question number 35, which says we have to find integration of dx cube upon x cube into x to the power n plus 1. Clear? Now the hint of this question is d of x cube can be written as 3x square, right? 3x square dx, 3x square dx, right? And x cube into x to the power n plus 1 can be written in terms of some if you will take x to the power, if you will take x to the power n common, you will get x to the power 3 plus n upon 1 plus 1 by x to the power n, 1 plus 1 by x to the power n, like that. Clear? So in this way, you try to approach this question, which method we should apply. Clear? And how to approach and go till the solution of this question. Okay, you have 10 seconds to solve and think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As we have discussed, integration of dx cube upon x cube plus x cube into x to the power n plus 1 dx is equal to 3x squared dx upon x cube into x to the power n plus 1 dx. Therefore, 3 times integration of dx upon x into 3x square and x cube will cancel out. So it will be x times x to the power n plus 1, right? Therefore, 3 will be out, right? Now, if you will take x to the power n out, this can be converted as 3 integration of x to the power n minus 1, x to the power n minus 1. We have multiplied and divided by x to the power n minus 1, right? We have multiplied and divided by x to the power n minus 1 in this equation to get this one, right? So you will get x to the power 3 integration of x to the power n minus 1 dx upon x to the power n into x to the power n plus 1. Now, let's put x to the power n is equal to t. We have put x to the power n is equal to t. Therefore, we get I is equal to 3 by n integration of dt. If you will take x to the power n is equal to t, then n x to the power n minus 1 will be equal to dt. Therefore, it will be equal to 3 upon n integration of dt upon t into t plus 1. Now, see, if anything is of the form like this, t into t plus 1, you can convert this equation, this form, into the partial fraction, right? Therefore, it can be written as 3 upon n integration of 1 by t into t plus 1 can be written as 1 upon t minus 1 upon t plus 1. You can see that if you solve this, you will get t into t, 1 upon t into t plus 1, like that, right? Now, see, it is easily integrable form. It is of the easily integrable form, right? So 3 by n integration of dt by t minus integration of dt upon t plus 1, right? Therefore, it can be written as 3 upon n integration of dt upon t can be written as log t minus integration of dt upon t plus 1 can be written as log t plus 1, right? So it will be 3 upon n log t minus log t plus 1 plus c, right? Now, log t minus log t plus 1 can be written as log t upon t plus 1, right? Which is equal to 3 upon n log t upon t plus 1 plus c. Now, let's put t is equal to x to the power n, right? Therefore, I will be 3 upon n log x to the power n upon x to the power n plus 1 plus c, right? So, final answer will be 3 upon n ln 3 upon n ln x to the power n upon x to the power n plus 1 plus c will be the right choice. Okay, option A is the right answer. Got it? Option A is the right answer. So in this way, we have solved different types of question based on indefinite integrals. We have seen different forms, and from the theory section we can correlate that for a particular for a particular for a particular question we have to apply a particular method to reach the answer, right? Okay, so hope you understood the concepts and try to relate the concepts with respect to the theory portion. Okay, and hope you understood the lectures. Thank you so much.